Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to share my screen now so that we can start Tclassified.com. So once you click on it, you get registered. You can go through the curriculum. This is where we are, grading program. We're going to be designing a simple grading program using C Sharp. And C Sharp is one of the most popular programming languages that you can use in building applications, all sorts of applications, including games, APIs, and your web application. We're going to be creating a simple greeting application. So we're going to be building a greeting program, or in simple terms, you can also call it a greeting software. And I said that whenever you want to build a software, you have to go through 6 steps of software development cycle. And number 1 step is to plan out this software. Then after planning, you have to do what? Design this software. And after designing, you have to do the actual development of this software, or you call it develop. And that is where you do the coding, as we are going to be learning. And we're using a language known as C Sharp. We're also going to learn JavaScript. And we're using a language known as C Sharp. We're also going to learn JavaScript very soon. Then after developing, you have to do what? You have to test your software to see that it's working. After testing and you found out that it's working, you have to deploy your software. And after deploying, when users start using it, you have to then continue to do what? Maintain the software. So we're going to follow this 6 procedure. And this is this procedure that I use in producing. So whether you're building a banking app for ATM, that is what you're going to do. If you're building a fintech app for all these UBA, all these financial apps that you use on your phone, if you want to withdraw, you're using Zenith Bank, UBA, you're going to be using this way to produce it. If you're building how it works. Then if you want to be working for foreign firms, you're going to be writing what they call data structures and algorithm tests. This is also how you build up your thought process when you're solving every data structures and algorithm problem. So for a simple greeting program, what do you do? So first of all, you're going to do what? Ask the user to enter their name or his name. So when the user enters his name, the next thing you're going to do will be to read in the name of that user, read it in, then assign it to a variable. That's the next thing. Then after reading it in and assigning it to a variable, you then do what? Display the greeting with the name. So that is the plan. Now, after the plan, you have to design exactly how this greeting application is going to look. So this greeting application is just going to have enter your name, then you have a semicolon. So the person can enter his name, so you can say something like Augustine as his name. So once he enters, you have to read in this name. Then you're going to now display the greeting by saying, hello, Augustine. Nice to meet you. So that is the application. So this is the design. This is the plan. You're going to find out that when you start working, like in the place where I work, this design is done by the people call UI UX people, people that use Figma, they will design something like this. Then once I look at this, I know what to code as the developer. So when you're building a small application, you might have to look at the design. From the design, you can do the planning. Then after the planning, you start developing. But in some cases, you do the planning, then from the planning, you do the design. So during the planning stages, that's when you work with the customer. The customer will tell you, oh yeah, this is what I want in my banking application. As he's telling you, you'll be writing down the features. Then from there, as the software architect, you can now pass on that information to the designers, the Figma people. They will design it using Figma. Then the developers will look at what you've designed and they will start developing. So let's move into the development stage. And like we know, since we are using C#, we're going to use the using keyword to bring in the system because we are using console.writeLine. Then after that, everything is going to be inside the words class of program. And we're going to open and close a curly bracket. So this is C# syntax that we are writing now. Then once we've closed and opened this bracket, everything is going to be inside the static void main method. And we say that this main method is where you write all your codes, because whenever you run a C# program, it's going to look at this main method and start running the program from there. So inside this main method, that's where you start writing your code. And what you're going to be writing will be based on what you have here. So the first thing is to ask the user to enter their name. And how do you do that? By using what? Console.write. I'm not using WriteLine because this prompt is in the same line as this variable. So I'm going to just say console.write. Then inside this bracket, I'm going to simply say, and inside double quote, I'm going to write exactly what is here, which is what? Enter your name. So what I write here is exactly what I'm seeing from the design. And that is how you're going to be working. What you develop as a software engineer is what the Figma people have passed on to you. And that is what the product manager is going to be checking using the plan. Because the product manager is the person talking to the customer and he knows this is what the customer needs. Then it goes to the design by the Figma people and see that, yeah, they've done the right thing. You, the person writing the code, you're not developing what they've written. And that's why you see the QA people. Once you finish, it is the QA people, the quality assurance people that will do the testing. Then the DevOps people will do the deployment. And you as the developer, you continue to maintain the project, okay? So I'm going to say that, so this single line of code, console.write, enter your name, that is what is here. So for somebody to be able to type in the name, you have to use what we call console.readline. So I'm going to go here and I will say now console.readline. So that we're reading the name of the person. And I say once you read it in, it's good you assign it to a variable. That's the second statement. Then assign it to a variable. So the variable I'm going to assign it to is name, and name is of variable type string. So I'm going to say string name is equal to this. So I've read it in and I've assigned it to the variable name so that I can be able to display it here. Then the last thing I'm going to do will be to display it, which is console dot. I can now use WriteLine for here. Console.WriteLine. Then in brackets, I'm going to use what we call string retrial. Then I'm going to use my double quotes. Then inside here, I'm going to say hello. And in curly braces, I'm going to bring in the variable, which is name, because I want to say hello, Augustine. Then after that, I think I'll use this sign, and then I'll say nice to meet you. Okay. So that is the complete project. So I want to make sure that I'm correct here. So I'm going to quickly do this, okay? So this project now, you've written this code. This code now is a simple software that does what the user wants us to do. And that is how it is done in C Sharp. So you do the planning first. That is this is what you do in every programming language, design your software. So this is a very simple software. Well, you're going to find out that the same technique that you use in doing this is what you are going to use in building big applications like banking application, fintech, hospital management application, school portal, and any of those. So you're going to be spending much of your time learning how to write this very syntax that I've written here. But this syntax, what it simply does is that it is trying to run this program. It is trying to develop this software, and that is how it is done. Then the next step will be the testing. So how do you test? You can simply say .NET build to build out this project. Then you say .NET run to run this project. So once you run it, you look at the project and see how it behaves. So you test it to make sure that it is doing what you want it to do. Then after that, you have to do what? Deploy. So under deploy, you also do .NET. You build to deploy. So you now run on the server so that every user can see your application and use it. Then after that, you can maintain by adding more things. So instead of having only hello, your name, you can also say, hello, Augustine, you are 39 years old. Nice to meet you. So I can also add the variable for age. So during maintenance is when users start using your application and they want a new thing. Say, oh, draw money from this your application. Now I want to be able to issue loans. So it is also the developers that go and write code that enables the feature of issuing loan. That is maintenance. So you do the basic design or basic development, you test it, you deploy it. As users are using it, they demand for more features. During maintenance, you add up more features here. So that's typically what you do whenever you want to design a software application. So you can see the steps we've taken. Such a step like this, it means that you must have understood what a greeting program looks like, a simple greeting program looks like in C Sharp. So that's why we have what we call the product managers. Those of them that are called product managers, they've used these applications. They use Uber and InRide. They see how Uber and InRide works. That's why they're able to draw the plan. After drawing the plan, they give it to Figma people. Figma people will design the Uber. Then they'll hand it over to the developers. Me and you, software engineers, we use code and write it out. Then we'll run it, test it. Once it's working, we deploy it in Apple Store or Google Play Store or on the web so that people can use them. And then once people start using it and they need more things, they can say, oh, in this your app, I'm only able to pay using card. Can I pay using Flutterwave or using cryptocurrency? During maintenance, you have to add up the ability for users to pay with cryptocurrency. And that is how you develop applications. Any questions to this? Yeah, so I hope this is clear. So I'm going to go to the next step of running this. So I'm going to simply pick out this code that I've written here and go straight to my editor. Okay, so I'm going to try to open up my editor. You can see my project is already opened on one of the projects that I work for my company because I write these codes every day. It's part of my work. So I'm going to open up C# React course, which is the folder that I've been using for this project. Okay, it's opened up. And you can see the applications that we built so far. We built addition calculator. We built this first app. We built student grading system already. So we're gonna try to build this next application. So for those of us joining for the first time, by tomorrow, uh, or whenever you have time, you can always chat me up so that we can do the installations together. So after this practice, IT is gonna do his own. But by next month, when we start fully, everybody should be able to share their screen and try it out. So as I'm doing it, make sure you're getting the right confidence so that you can practice it. Like I said, it's not very easy, but it's something that if you keep practicing, you'll be able to learn. And that's why we started earlier. Before people join by next month, all of us here must have been able to get the basics. As I'm doing it every day, you're looking at what I'm doing and you're learning. Okay, so for you to be able to do this, I'll close out these ones, which are the old ones. So you can see how many softwares that are here. We have addition calculator, first app, student grading system. For me to create a new software in C Sharp, I'll simply say .NET, which is the framework that we are using. Please help me create a new console app and name the console app what? This one is going to be greeting. Oh, simple greeting. Let's just leave it as greeting. Then I press the enter key. So you're going to see that this will be added here. You can see now there is now greeting here. So it has created this .NET software. So I'm going to click on it to open it up, and I'll see the program.cs where we have hello world, and I'm going to clean it up and paste the code that I wrote on the notepad. I remember I wrote this code on notepad because I don't want to be writing it on this editor so that the editor will not be helping me out. If you want to work in big companies like Google and Facebook, they are going to expect you to write what we call whiteboarding interview, where you write without intelligence. If I had written this code here, the AI that is supporting this would have written it for me. And I would not know how to manage all these syntaxes that I've just written. And that's why I write it on Notepad. So when you write it on Notepad, this is Notepad, nothing is helping you. You just write it all by yourself. So that when you start writing your interviews, it will be easy for you. And that is why I'm using Notepad. So you can see I explained everything here. I wrote all these things from my head, and it's very clear. So once I'm done, I now pick it up and put it here in order for me to run it. And that is how I encourage new users to learn. But once you people have learned 1 month and a half, we will start developing here, because definitely, like, my company pays for the AI that I use in writing. So I actually use AI to write my code in my company, which makes it very, very fast. Within 20 minutes, I'm done with my task for the day. And you're paid very huge. But you need to understand the basics so that once there are issues, you should be able to sort it out. And why I'm teaching you on Notepad before this, because when you're writing interviews to get into big companies, they will not allow you to use editor like this. You have to write it on the whiteboard with pen and paper, marker. So you need to understand these basic syntaxes that we are using. And the only way you understand it is that after teaching you now, when you go back to this is my website that is called educateafricans.com, you go through it, you see the videos, you play them over and over and practice it, then you should be able to do it. Okay, so once I've pasted this here, I'll do Control S to save this. And once I've saved, I'll come down here and run this program by saying .NET run. So this is the testing phase. We want to test to see that this our project works. And you can see that testing phase is the what? After developing, that's the next stage, testing. So you can build and run. If this is a big project, you must build first before you run. But I'm just going to run in order to test. So after testing, you deploy for other people to use. But we are not deploying here because we are doing this locally. But after that, we can maintain. So I can show you how to add up the name, the age to this. So once I've pasted this, I save it. Then I come here and say .NET run on the terminal. Okay, so I will see where the error is. Say couldn't find the project to run. So this is good. So I have to cd first into this greeting. Very, very important. So I'm still in the C# React course folder. So I have to cd into the project that I want to run. So I say that cd simply means change directory. So I'm saying it, change the folder. That's directory simply means folder. So I say change the folder into the greetings folder. So you can see now I'm in the greetings folder. Then I can now do my .NET run again. So once you see anything red, that means there's an error or there's a mistake that you have to fix. So you have to be looking at the terminal anytime you run. So you can see it's currently running, but it had some errors. So I'm going to scroll up and see, enter your name, okay. So I'm going to check to see what the error is, okay. So you can simply see here that I have my main. I needed to open and close this before I can start writing. Okay, so I now come back again and run again. So you can see once these errors are good so that you understand how to debug your code when you write them, okay. So we have just one error now, which says semicolon is expected. So I'm going to come here. We didn't enclose this with semicolon. So I'm going to put this semicolon here. Save again. Come down here. Run. So once you run, it will always tell you what the error is. You should be able to know how to read your error as a programmer. Okay, so it's working now. It says enter your name. So you can see this enter your name. When you go back to this notepad, you can see that that is the design we have here. So every program you write must follow the design. Enter your name. So it's asking me to enter my name now. So I should be able to go here and type in Augustine. So once I enter Augustine, I'll press the enter key. So it says now, hello Augustine, nice to meet you. So if you go back to our design, hello Augustine, nice to meet you. So it has done exactly what we want. So we can say that this program works. Baby, internet has gone. What happened? Check whether your phone is on. Baby, your phone don't break. Your phone don't break. Screen. Baby, I'm recording. Okay. Yeah. Can we still see my screen?
Not yet. Not yet.
Huh?
No, we cannot see it. We cannot see it.
Were you seeing it before?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So please let me know. Were you able to see when it ran? Yeah, were we able to see when it ran? Hello, Augustine, nice to meet you. Sorry, I can't hear you very well.
I said after hello Augustine, nice to meet you. And it disappeared. We don't see it again. Maybe
Sorry,
it's
can
network.
another person also talk? Let me see whether the volume is from my side. IT, did you see up to the place where it ran? Hello, Augustine, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Austin, what did you ask? What was the question?
I said, were you people able to see up to the place where I entered my name and it wrote, Hello, Augustine, nice to meet
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. We
Perfect.
saw you enter your name, Augustine. Hello, Augustine. Nice to meet you. Yeah, we saw it.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah. So that is how you take this code from planning stages to design, then to develop and to testing. Good. So once you get back to the website, you will see other ones that we did, the same procedure. So once you've done all this, you should be able to start getting into it a little bit. Okay. So the first class we had was on Introduction to Software Engineering. And under there, we learned that for you to be a software engineer, you can be a front end engineer, back end, full stack, mobile developer, DevOps, or AI engineer, which is actually what is trending these days. And for a full stack engineer, we're going to be using C Sharp, .NET Core, JavaScript, React, Tailwind, TypeScript, and AI tools. We're going to be learning all this in order to be a full stack developer. Then we'll now launch the 6 software development cycles, which is planning, design, develop, testing, deploy, and maintenance. And this is what we used in just solving this problem now. And we went on to install the tools, which I said, for those of you that have not installed the tools, once you have your laptop ready, you can always chat me up privately. I can help you, take you through installing the tools. I want all of you to know how to install the tools, all of you that are in this class, so that by February, when other people start joining, I can be assigning each and every one of you to help a new person install VS Code, .NET SDK, Node, Git, and Postman. And it's very easy for you to install. You simply go online. Once you go online, you copy one of them, you paste it on Google. Google will show you how to install them. It's very simple. So these are skills that are very, very good that you learn because they are going to help you. The basic salary that you can get if you have become a very good software engineer and you're working for an European company or US company is maybe they could be paying you 1,000 USD, and which is about 1.5 million for starters. If you start being good, you can earn up to 3,000 USD to 5,000 USD or thereabouts. So it's a skill that is not easy, but you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. So after the installation, you learn the basic Git commands. So once you go down here, you're going to see videos about this. You click next. Once you click next, it goes to the next one, which is C Sharp fundamental. So you learn fundamentals of C Sharp. This is the command that I use in creating that greeting application. So everything that we are doing is already here. When you scroll down, you also see another video that teaches you this. So for those of us starting, you can go through this so that when I give you my complimentary one-on-one class, it will be easier for you to understand. You scroll again, you click the next, it goes to the next topic. Then after that next good, this is the next topic, the if, else, and loops statements. Once you are done with that, now it enters the assignment section, which is what we are currently doing. We are currently in this, okay, after the installation section. So this is a detailed installation. Then when you click next, it enters the assignment section, which is what we are currently doing now. So you can see the assignment section we looked at the sixth cycle using a banking app. Then we started designing all these software. This is where we are now. So by tomorrow, we are going to be learning how to design an ATM program. So that is very, very important. So IT, I'm going to allow you to share your screen and show us what we've just learned. Yes. So IT, you can take over now. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Yes, so IT is sharing his screen. So you can see that it's pretty fast. So what actually happened is that this year, I got like 3 extra jobs that I rejected. So that's why I'm building this team. So I want you guys to be very good. I got a job of 1 million naira and I rejected it. So if you guys get good, I can say, I can talk to the white man that interviewed me and say, hey, I have somebody that knows C# very well. Though. He's actually somebody in my team. He knows it and I trust him. Then you can go pick up the job if you can do it. And that's why you have to put in effort. You have to try this. And the only way you can learn this is by attempting it. If you don't attempt it, it's not something you assume that you know. You must practice it because it's during the practice that's when you start seeing where you have to do improvement on. And you can always start me on WhatsApp. Then I'll put you through. Okay? IT, you can start now. Okay, so what IT is now doing is he's using the using keyword to bring in the system. So system is the namespace or the package that helps you to use the method console.writeLine, which is what we are using to display messages. Okay, so after bringing in the system, the next thing we will do now will be to write the class. Yeah, IT continue. You can see now that you've improved in your writing. Had it been you're using the editor, before you type that system, it will write it for you. And it's not good. So once you write your using system, you must put your semicolon. Then class program, you open and close your brackets, stretch it out to open them. Then you now write your static void main. And we say that the static void main is the main method where you write all your codes. For now, when we start developing bigger application, you're going to see that you can write your codes anywhere in the class and reference them from the static void main method. Okay, good. So that is the main method. Now you have to open and close another curly brackets and you start writing. So I'm going to leave you. Maybe I'm even talking. I didn't know that I put mute. Baby, so they don't bring light, Abby. You're enjoying yourself, Abby. Okay. Yeah. So for those of us joining, just joining, so IT is writing a simple greeting program in C sharp. I've learned the 6 steps in software development life cycle, which are number one, we need to any software you want to create, whether it is a banking application, whether it is a school portal, the school portal that you used in your school, whether it's the UBA banking app that is on your phone, or the Facebook app that is on your phone. All of them, they go through this 6 lifestyle um software development life cycle. Number one is plan. So during planning is when the owner of the software tells the developers and other people, the stakeholders, the features that he wants on his project. So after explaining that, it goes to the designers, the UI UX people, the people using Figma, the solution software solution architects planning these databases. So they will design that application using what we call Figma. Then after that, it goes to the developers, me and you that is learning software engineering. Then we use languages like C Sharp, Java, JavaScript, TypeScript, Rust, Python. Any of these languages, you use it and write the code. And that is what IT is writing now. Is writing a code for a simple greeting application. Then you use those languages and write. And these languages, depending on the one you're using, they are meant they are optimized for things like if you're using C sharp, if you want to develop games, like in the company I work, I develop games using what we call Unity game engine to build games. C sharp is very good for that. You can also build back end, enterprise back end for banking apps, big apps using C sharp. If you want to do something in AI and machine learning, Python is the best language for you. If you want to develop web application, fanciful web application like all those screens that are very good that you see online, you use what we call JavaScript and TypeScript. If you want to build softwares for embedded systems, Internet of Things, you use C++. So depending on where you want to specialize, then you know the language to pick. If you want to build Android applications, you might need to learn Java and Kotlin. If you want to build iOS application, you learn Swift. But in this class, I'm going to be teaching you C Sharp and React because I want you to become a full stack software engineer and be able to get job according to the job market. So after learning for like 1 or 2 months, I'm going to start teaching you how to use AI to write this code. This code will be very, very easy for you to write. But I don't want to jump you into using AI to write code when you don't know the basic. That's why we are doing the basic using Notepad. Then we'll copy and put it on this editor. But from 2 months' time, when you start using AI, you see that this is very, very sweet. Because every day in my work now, I use AI to write my code. Within 30 minutes, I'm done and I'm doing other businesses. That's why I'm able to run multiple things at a go in my life. Currently, I have a fully running business that is working. multi-million working while I'm still doing my work, because my work doesn't take me much time in a day. And that is what you're going to be trying to be able to do. But you have to put in the work. And how do you put in the work? After each day we finish learning, you go to the learning management system that we're using, Tclassified.com. You are going to see the videos of these things that we are learning now and everything that I've said now. Carry your own system, open it up, install all the things that I'm going to show you how to install for those that have not installed. Keep practicing it. It will take like 3 months for you to start understanding what is happening. Then if you do another 3 months, 6 months, you'll be at least be able to start doing something good for yourself. So that is how it is. Then after doing this for some time, there are other works that are around this software development. You can choose to take the part of QA, quality assurance, those people that test. They are paid very well as well. You can also choose to go the way of cybersecurity or data sciences. But this one is going to open up your brain and tell you whether you can also go into software engineering. And that's why you have to test. If you don't try, you will not know. Okay. So IT, did it work? IT, did it work? When you ran it, did it work? Yeah, so this is your code. Looks good. So when you pasted it on the editor, did it work? Your volume, you're having problem with your mic, you can type in the message section so that I can see it. So there's a message section there. Oh, okay, you said yes. Yeah. So that is it. So IT just practice what I just did. So I'm gonna share my screen. Oh, you can stop sharing your screen now. So I'm gonna share my screen one more time. So we're having these our classes 10 o'clock now, because 10 o'clock works for everybody. By 10, you must have finished what you're doing for the day. So this is what we practice today: creating a simple program, a greeting program, which is also the same technique that you would have used for banking, fintech, or hospital app. So basically, we'll plan, we'll design, then we'll develop, we'll test, deploy, and maintain. And like I said, everything we're doing is already here. So for those of us that are new, once you get here, once you click, you go to this website, you type in uh, on your phone, you can simply type in educateafricans.com on your phone. Once you type it in, it's going to open up the place where you see C# React. That is the course we are doing. So this is it now. It has opened here. I'll just go down C# React. This is where what we are learning. You click on it. Once you click on it, you're going to see all these things. So this is what we are learning. We've done this first one, which is Introduction to Software Engineering. We've also looked at C# Fundamental. Now we are into assignments and take home. And under assignments and take home, we've done this. This is what we did today. Tomorrow, we are going to be learning how to develop a banking application known as ATM. So it's going to be interesting. You're going to see how we plan it, we design, we develop, we test. So once we are done, we're going to learn object-oriented programming, .NET Core. And anyone you open, you're going to see the video. This same video that I'm doing now, it will be there. So you look through the video to understand what has been done for that day. Then we're going to learn databases and entity framework. We're going to learn data structures and algorithm, which is what you are going to be writing when you need to get job into big software engineering companies. So under that, we're also going to be learning string, math, arrays, dictionary, and other operations. So after this, you're going to be good in C# to start with. Then we're going to continue with JavaScript. So that is what, once you go here for the first time, it's gonna ask you to enroll. So you have to click and enroll. It's free of charge. So you register and enroll so that you can be able to see this course, because if you are not enrolled, this thing will be locked with key. So this is where we're gonna be keeping all our notes, and we'll also be doing assignments here. And you remember the last assignment I gave us was to do the planning using the 6 software development lifecycle for the grading system. So IT, are you able to do this project? So I said, once you do it, send it to me on WhatsApp. Everybody, is the assignment now. Do it and send it to me on WhatsApp. If you want to see how it was done for these other ones, you can see the notes. Once you click on any of them, you see the notes. So say I click on this simple addition calculator. So all these are softwares. You see the basic, this is the basic program, but here you see where I wrote how to create it. So first of all, we plan. After planning, you design. So this design tells you what to write in the code. After designing, you write the code. After coding, you test, deploy, and maintain. Then when you go down here, you see the exact video that I used in teaching it. You can play it to learn it. So if you continue doing this judiciously, after 2 months, you start understanding what you're doing. After 3 months, you'll be smiling. And once you do it for 6 months, you'll be good. This is a career path that is very, very good and that pays well. Yeah, so that is where we'll stop for today. If you have any questions, you can chat me up on WhatsApp and ask me. Thank you, and see you when I see you.